Hey BookTube, it's Jackie. How's it going? If you're new to me and this is the first time you're seeing my face, hello, what's up? My name is Jackie. I sit on my floor and I talk about books. So I hope that's why you're here, because that's what's going to be happening today. If you're not new to me, thank you for always tuning in and continued support. I really do appreciate it. So today for you, I have a weekly wrap up. This is week 18. This encompasses all of the stuff I was reading during, what is my laptop doing? I don't know what the fuck's going on with my laptop right now, guys. What the absolute fuck? I touched something. Anyway, this this weekly wrap up encompasses This weekly wrap up encompasses everything from April 27th through May 3rd and all my reading shenanigans in between. So if you'd like to find out what was occupying my time at that time, grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a seat, and let's find the fuck out. All right. So in that week, I completed 2 books. The first one was Reading the Signs by Kiera Andrews. Looks like this. This is a standalone baseball romance, MM romance. We do have some minor BDSM stuff, and we do have some hate speech. So if you are a little self-conscious about that, please be warned that it is included in here for the progression of the story and some character development on both sides of the game. And we also have a really nice coming out in this story. So in this story, we follow Jake Fitzgerald, who got traded to a Canadian baseball team to help a really talented but hot-headed young pitcher named Nico Arceta. I think I'm saying that right. I could be saying it wrong. Okay, it's been a hot minute. I listened to this on audio. Could be a hot minute of me saying it wrong. Nico has not only been harboring a secret of being gay himself, but he's also been harboring a crush on Jake since he was a kid. Jake was a friend of his older brother's and actually used to throw with him when he was a little kid. So there is this long-standing crush element to the story as well. Once these two are put together, they are working together. One is a catcher, Jake is our catcher, and Nico is a pitcher. And hand in hand, they have to work together to really help lead the team in a direction for winning, because they want to reach the playoffs. And while they're doing this, they keep coming into each other's orbits more than just on the playing field, okay? Secrets are being revealed, and they both learn how to navigate this workplace, romance, coming out, actual relationships where it's a completely closed off relationship. In this story, we have healing on both sides. We have fun for both parties, we have discovery for both parties, and we have acceptance for both parties in different versions in different ways. I had a really good time with this one. This is the 4th Kiera Andrews book I've read, and this was 3.5 stars. I have a great time with her. I'm very enjoying myself with her a lot. Her standalones are great. Her series are awesome. Really good time, and they're all MM, and I have a fun time with each and every single one of them. So what worked? So for starters, the story setup. These 2 closeted players, one totally out within his small circle of people, not publicly out, but the important people know, and one is completely closeted off. Like, he's there, nobody knows a fucking thing. I liked how that set up with one kind of out and one fully out. And then we also have the catcher and pitcher rapport. So not only on the sports side of the story do we get them working together, we also have a lot of that double entendre play with catcher and pitcher in the jokes, which I was thoroughly a fan of. I had a great time with those. Those were a lot of fun. I really enjoyed where Kiera took this story, how she set it up, how she brought it about, how it came about. And it was a good time. It flowed really nicely. It didn't have any hiccups with that setup at all. One thing that really worked in this, and this is a huge thing for me for sports romance, is there was a decent split between the romance and the sport. When I have a sports romance, I like a good 50-50 split, or even a 60-40. I can tolerate a 60-40, but I prefer 50-50, and this was damn near down the middle. I got to see so many references for baseball references, some that I didn't even know, so I actually had to go and ask some people that I knew. So our main character, Jake, he's a catcher, and I work with a guy who used to be a catcher. And so anytime I had a question, I was like, what the fuck is this? what is this? I have never heard of this before. And he would explain things to me. And I love books that make me do further research, make me learn different things. And I do love watching baseball. Let's be honest, I watch it for the pants. I will be fully honest on that. I do. Yeah. And I love catchers for that reason. I do love the catcher. I do. It's one of my favorite positions. It's also the position my husband played. So, there you go. So, but I had to actually go and seek out some more information. Not that she didn't give me a good context of what was being used and the verbiage that was being used. I just wanted to talk to someone who actually did it and was like, what is this, and how they explain it. And if they explain it the same way that this author did, I felt really good in safe hands within the story. I love that. That is a good sports romance. This, if you are looking for a good baseball romance that has equal parts baseball and equal parts romance, but yet they are seamlessly tied together, this is a very, very good representation of it, because it does it so well. I enjoyed the game sequences. I enjoyed the non-game sequences. I enjoyed the crossover sequences, because those were some dope sequences. Showers, man, showers. But anyway, like, there were some. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was one of my favorite parts of the book, is that it was such a nice balance. I loved the coming out scene. I thought it was great because it was so emotional. It wasn't, Dad, this is how I am. It was a spur of the moment thing. It just came out. It was a projection of the moment, and it was the most authentic I saw Nico with his family. I thought it was great. I loved that. And I loved how it was handled. I loved how the author's not afraid to show the family being kind of like, what the fuck? Like, jaw drop, you've been hiding this for so long, because we do a very good job she does a very good job in the beginning of the story that he has hidden this so well. Like, nobody has any fucking idea. There's not even a clue at all. No suspicions whatsoever. So for him to drop this bomb on his family, the shock that was on their faces, she was not afraid to show that. But then she wasn't afraid to also backtrack and have those people eat their words. I thought that was great. I also really liked the idea that when he outed himself, he accidentally outed a partner, and the understanding of what comes with that. The severity of it. It's not just saying, oh, I have a boyfriend. You have a boyfriend who I also didn't know was that. And now what? So I really enjoyed this understanding and this acceptance that was written into the story. Was it earned? Absolutely. Was it fought for? Absolutely. And I like that, because that's how it is. A lot of kids don't get to come out to accepting parents. It is getting more, for lack of a better word, acceptable. It is. But I can't believe I actually have to say that. It's becoming more acceptable for this to be a norm and a standard. But there are still some kids that don't get to experience that. So to see it played out and kind of seeing the other side of the story, the processing of the family and going back on what they've said in the past and thinking about all the things they've said and really thinking, wow, what did I do? How did that shape this person? What can I do to be better? I really, really enjoyed that stuff a lot. The first hookup is kind of interesting. There's this odd level of consent, and I don't mean like it's a spur of the moment, it happens, it's in the moment, but then it's backtracked later, and it's backtracked not because it happened, but because of how it happened. Like I said, there's some minor BDSM play, there's some spanking involved, and the party involved is, oh my God, I did this out of anger. I didn't do this out of arousal or turning on, but it turned into it. But I initiated with anger, and I am sorry for that. There was apology for the lack of consent for the right things. I guess you could say. And I really enjoyed that. I thought that was a really nice twist because, I mean, I've been in that situation where you are in the heat of the moment and later on you think, oh shit, damn it. I really hope they were okay with it because they didn't tell me to stop, but that's not the right way about going about doing that. Like, you know, being a more dominant personality, I know what it feels like to be on that end and kind of be like, fuck, did I overstep? I've had to eat my words. I've had to do that before, you know, and it's an awkward feeling because you don't want the person thinking like, I regret doing what I did, but you have to understand that there is a better way of doing this, and going forward, I'm going to do this. You know, I appreciated that a lot because that's something that a lot of people, especially dominant personalities, can relate to. You fuck up and you own it. All right. A lot of stuff about the story I really had a good time with. But there were a few things that didn't work. I expected a hell of a lot more steam in this than what I got. So in her series, her Amish trilogy, there was a shit ton of steam. Oh my God. For people who are so cloistered away, they were banging like bunnies. Okay? Banging like bunnies. The 2 standalones I've seen, not that much banging going on. Like, there's a little bit, but not a lot. Not as much as I thought there would be. Like, you know, damn. Like, you're on the road, you're in a hotel. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, really? I get like a handful of sex scenes? Shit. Nope. I want more, dude. I want more. Give it. Come on. I know she's got it. I know she's got it. So give it up. Just give it up. It's fine. We're all consenting adults here. Give it up. Thank you. You know, so I wanted more steam from this. I also really wanted more of an emotional connection. So there's a lot of emotional heavy moments in this story. We have somebody coming out of the closet. We have somebody's first time with same sex. We have somebody embracing a lifelong crush. We have somebody taking somebody under their wing and educating them in this new world and guiding them through a world that a lot of people think, oh, if you're turned on by that, you're a freak, you're crazy. And telling them that it's okay. It's okay to want to be dominated. It's okay to want to be submissive. It's okay to enjoy being spanked and tied up. It's okay. There's a lot of emotional heavy shit that these two are working together as a team. And I felt like it deserved a much more stronger emotional connection than what I got. I did not get the emotional bond I felt like this story deserved and this couple deserved. I wanted more of the emotion. So I wanted more steam. I wanted more emotion. And storyline, plotline, fantastic. But I wanted more of the romantic elements of this. It needed to be stronger to justify the heaviness that this couple went through, for sure. So that was a little bit of a letdown for me, but I still had a very, very good time with what I was given. What I was given was good. It just wasn't strong enough. There's one area in here that was a little like unnerving, and that is because of just kind of being in those shoes. There's a moment where ex-lovers come into play, and you have this bickering, this immediate jealousy element, and it's really not acknowledged. What happens is something worse happens, and then they're like, well, obviously this is important, this is more important. Like, you're supposed to think, this shit is not important, this is pathetic, this is baby, this is immature, I need to focus on what's really important. However, completely accurate. Jealousy is not something that you need to harp on and, you know, fucking destroy connections over. However, it is still a powerful thing, especially in a first-time relationship. That needs to be handled correctly, because if it's not, it will come back and it will fuck your shit. Left, right, 7 ways till Sunday. Okay? It will. It will. Straight, gay, bi, it doesn't fucking matter. If you have somebody who has a jealous streak, who jumps to jealousy quickly, like one of our characters does, then you need to understand how to handle it, whether it's with kid gloves or whatnot, but you need to handle it, you need to acknowledge it. And in this story, it wasn't really acknowledged, it was just kind of overlooked with something more serious, which is fine, because in the grand scheme of things, that is the more important thing. But you have so many firsts in this story. This needed to be handled with just as delicately as all those other firsts, and it wasn't. It was not. And that was not fair to the character who experienced it. Okay? It was not. I didn't enjoy that. So for spice rating, I gave this 3 chili peppers. We have minor BDSM description with knots. I really enjoyed the knots. They were explained correctly. You could see it. He had definitions for it. He explained as he was tying it. It was incorporated in the story, so it wasn't just like educational. It was incorporated in the story. He made it part of the moment, made it part of the experience for his partner, and I thought that was great. I love that, and I love a good knot, okay? I do. A lot of people think of, you know, handcuffs and latex and shit. There is something to say for just straight rope tying, okay? There is something to fucking say about it. There's just this raw, natural nature to it. And I loved seeing the usage in it and how it was played. Thought it was great. Loved that. I also love that we have a first-time experience. I do love a good virginity, loss of virginity. I think that's great. And they are just as meaningful and just as impactful as, you know, straight couples. So I had a really good time with that one as well. It was very, very nice. It was very sweet. It was very loving. It was very, very steamy. So it was a good time. So all in all, 3.5 stars. Had a good time with this one. Definitely going to continue on this author. Again, she's awesome. I have a really good time with her books, for sure. So the next book I completed during week 18 was Liz Braswell's A Whole New World. This one right here, okay? I gave this 3 stars. This is the first installment to the Twisted Tale series, which is a series of Disney retellings. I'm losing my light. Sorry, guys. We're going to move you just a smidgens. There we go. I hope that's okay, because we're losing my light. Anyway, actually, we'll just pop some light on. How's that? We'll just throw my light on because I'm using natural light, but looks like we're about to get a storm. There we go. That's a little bit better. Anyway, so this is the first installment to the Twisted Tale series. You do not have to read these in order as far as I'm aware. I just like to. And this one is an Aladdin retelling, and it is young adult, so just keep that in mind. So, quick summary. It is literally the story of Aladdin. That's what it is. The thing is the story of Aladdin. It is the exact same verbiage, action sequence, running sequence, dialogue as the Disney movie, Aladdin, up until when the Cave of Wonders collapses. That is when the story completely changes. At that point, the lamp gets to Jafar, Aladdin is left in the Cave of Wonders, and Jafar enacts a coup, overthrows Agrabah, and Jasmine is now working with a gang of street rats to take back her kingdom. And that is where our story really kicks off, is right where the story changes. So what worked? Interesting twist. I enjoyed this twist because, let's be honest, this is what Jafar wanted. He wanted to be Sultan, and now we get to see what he would have done with it. And I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the extra backstory we got with Aladdin and how he came to be the way he was. We were given some more of that when more factions got into play. And I loved that we got morality explained and justified in the story that we already knew. So not only do we have a big twist, but it has to end a specific way. And we take the lessons from Aladdin that we got in the first movie, we have morphed them and twist them to show a different morality message being displayed a different way, but yet the same concepts are still getting through. I really, really enjoyed this. I had a good time. I'm going to be honest though, Aladdin's not my favorite story. It's not one of my favorites. So that was kind of meh. Because I'm not a huge Aladdin fan, but I still had a good time with this story, and I definitely plan on continuing with some more of these for sure. However, there was some stuff in it that didn't work. And the main thing that was a huge knock was, okay, so we have the original story of Aladdin, right? He is in the Agrabah, he's helped Jasmine with the apple, they ran, they chased, they've done all this shit, and, you know, he gets chosen because he's the diamond in the rough, and he's in the dungeon, and the old man lets him out, and they, like, hop all their way to the fucking Cave of Wonders. He goes down the Cave of Wonders, sees all the jewels and treasures and shit, and he comes back, got the lamp, and he gets it to Jafar. At this point, I believe the whole story is now going to change and be Jafar. No. I was wrong. This story now becomes Jasmine's story. And I only see kind of the reactions of what Jafar does. Not so much what he does, but just being very reactive to what he is doing. And that was really kind of a letdown. I wanted more of Jafar. Okay? The tagline, what if Aladdin had never found the lamp? That tells me that he has nothing to fucking do with this. Nothing. But you'd be wrong. You'd be wrong. I really thought I was going to get more of Jafar. I was going to get more of his internal mechanisms, his thought process, his inner workings. I was going to get some more of him. I'm like, oh, this would be so fucking cool. Yes. Then I might actually become an Aladdin fan. No, I got a fucking Joan of Arc, Jasmine, saving the fucking day, rule the day fucking shit. I got a street rat army with Jasmine at the head, and I got zombie fucking people. What? Yeah, you heard me right. Zombies. I got zombies. The fuck? Like, I understand it's different, but come on. What? That's dumb. The genie. The genie is pretty much fucking useless. Like, he's useless. Once Jafar becomes the all-powerful wizard, sorcerer person, Genie just becomes fucking useless. Just a big floating blue gob of goo, pretty much. Okay? What? He can't do shit. This is dumb. I was annoyed by that. And the ending, I understand that we are changing it up a little bit, but, really? What the fuck was that ending? What in the absolute fuck was that? Slightly annoyed with the ending, so I was like, yeah, you're gonna be a 3. You're decent. It's fine. I wanted... Maybe going into this thinking I was gonna get more of Jafar and more of his political machinations and kind of his viewpoint and, I don't know, enemies to lover switcheroo thing going on. I don't know, maybe that's what I was expecting. I don't fucking know. But that was not that. So I just gave it a 3. But I do plan on continuing with more of the series just to see if it's maybe also the fact that I'm not a huge Aladdin story fan, okay? I'm just not. I never have been. So I'm just gonna give some more tries and see if it was just the story or if it maybe is just the whole idea concept of the series. I have a lot of these, so I really hope it's not the concept of the series. And there is no spice rating in this. There is a couple kiss scenes. That's about it. So, you know, no smutty. No smuts. Okay, none. None. Let's see. All right. Yep, that is what I was making sure I didn't miss anything. That is what I completed in week 18. Not a lot, but I did get some stuff progressed. I had a really good one and I had a, you know, decent one. It's how it works sometimes. But that's what I got for you guys, and I will see you guys all soon with another video.